All right, this is Bootlegged episode 5. Davey, how you doing, man? You holding in there? Bowling Green, Kentucky. You under quarantine full time, or can you go outside?
I'm been sitting outside. Um, what are you up to?
Just sitting inside, just hopefully like everyone in the country is doing right now because let's just get through this together, everybody. But in all seriousness, though, just everyone should, just for the most part, unless you absolutely have to go out, just stay inside. Because then eventually, if we don't just all do that, they're going to make us. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, you can't make us. And then the military will come in, and it's going to get weird
Yeah, I
real
can't even
quick.
get to
So,
Tennessee right now. The,
so did you hear that? Davey cannot go to Tennessee right now. That's where the state of America is right now. I don't know what we're going to do. Davey has no access to Tennessee. Davey, what are you going to do? You okay? Oh, you all right?
oh yeah, I'm all right. I mean, everybody just I don't know how everybody else feels, but I'm sick and tired of Netflix. I started doing audiobooks. Um, I was like, you know what?
Uh,
I'm
so what? Okay, so what's your audiobook? What's your number one? You're like, okay, I'm switching. I'm done with Netflix, Tiger King, done with that. I'm going to
done with the Gay
audiobooks.
Tiger. Yeah, the Gay Tiger was that's what I get. I mean, of my audiobook, I'm listening to my first one ever. Really, is like if I'm gonna listen to one, I'm gonna listen to one about Willie Nelson's life. So I'm listening to uh, "Roll Me Up and
Okay.
Smoke Me." Uh, it was on sale for $3.99, so I bought it. I was like, you know what? It
Bargain.
yeah,
Bargain.
it's like it just tells you.
Is that
It tells you
is that like a 7 hour? How long is it? 7 hours? 4 hours? Like how long is it?
4.5 hours. But
Okay.
that's sometimes it's good, and then sometimes you're lost because you're like, oh yeah, Willie must have wrote this, or whoever wrote this was getting high with Willie when he wrote it. So they'll start telling a story, and some randomly he'll do a poem, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, let's get back to the story, and because how much Netflix can you watch? Um,
A
you
lot.
know,
A lot.
apparently.
I mean, I did the Tiger King, and that's a crazy. I love documentaries, and as if you've seen it, that's just one of the most mind blowing.
Everybody sees
Misdirection.
good.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Um,
It is.
Now I'm halfway through Ozark season 3, so that's getting good. So I'm enjoying. Yeah, but I'm getting tired of Netflix or just TV in general. It's all coronavirus, COVID-19. I'm like, yeah, we have to talk about it because it is a global pandemic. But it's like I do not want to turn on my television right now.
No.
I feel like I've seen it all.
Yeah, it's like um, it's just one of those things where like of course Stephen A. Smith is like, yeah, they should have the NFL draft, and I don't even see the big deal with the NFL draft, just because I don't watch it. Like everybody watches the NFL draft. No, not everybody. Uh, I don't really care.
I mean, Browns fans do, Bengals fans, Lions fans, perennially, Jacksonville, maybe Carolina, the Jets. People, those fans love the draft. If you're a Chiefs fan, like I like the draft in 2011, 12, 13, when the Chiefs were horrible, drafting Eric Fisher first overall. But he's decent. Either way, yes, no one watches the draft unless your team's horrible. That's your only hope. You're like, this guy we're getting this year is going to solve all the problems on our 52-man roster. One guy's going to do that.
Like, here's the thing. I liked him when I was a kid, right? Because I thought maybe one day I'll get drafted. But I'm 40 years old, and
Yeah.
so my prime of being an NFL football player is over.
You've thrown the football over the mountain.
Yeah,
And you've retired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I retired my junior year in high school when I realized I wasn't that good at football. And then I discovered weed. And then I was like, you know what? I can smoke weed. This is so much more fun than football. and go do mischievous stuff.
Whenever I want to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, why am I doing?
Varsity weed smoker. Yeah.
Yeah, why am I doing two a days to sit on the bench? Like, I'm like, this makes. Yes, I was an inspirational type of person. People like, you're inspiring because you play football. Yeah, I was the Make a Wish kid on the football team, but that's why I don't like the Make a Wish because it was confusing for me because I wasn't athletic enough to to be a football player, but I was too athletic for our Special Olympics. I guess that's what they told me. So I like to think if I could have done Special Olympics, that I would have been like the Carl Lewis or the Michael King.
Traveling around the world, dominating at Special Olympic events. I mean, didn't you race Dave Taylor one time, right? Out on Sunset?
Yeah, I mean, like
from the Ondas all the way to the Comedy Store?
Yeah, I mean, for a dude with cerebral palsy, I mean, I think my 40 with cerebral palsy, my 40 when I was a kid was like 4.9.
4.9 with cerebral palsy. So without cerebral palsy, what are we talking here? 4.5?
4.4, yeah.
World. Yeah, that's fast. I mean, you're fast as shit. I mean, I've seen it. Been busted out a few times. So it's like you just store it up and then you just release it.
I'm not fast anymore because of the arthritis and. But the fact that, I mean, so anytime I watch Special Olympics, I was like, man, I could have kicked the shit out if they would have let me. I would have been the Antonio Brown diva of Special Olympics. Like, yeah, Special Olympics guy just got arrested for buying cocaine. They're like, what is this? Like,
breaking news. World record holder in the 100-meter, Davey Wester, arrested this weekend in Reno, found with 2 grams of cocaine and 3 prostitutes. Cops.
I swear to God, I was just reading the Bible to him, trying to convert them. And like, how do you? No,
what could have been, man? Headlines. Now you're just gonna have to make headlines in the comedy world.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, man, like what? Because it wasn't when I was a kid. Special Olympics wasn't that organized. Didn't have a deal with ESPN. Like it shows you that ESPN is willing to exploit anybody. Like they're like, you know what? Okay, well, I mean, granted, they aired after they just watched a random aired out after a random basketball game in Nebraska or like college or high school football, and
it's not getting prime time 6:30 slot on a Wednesday. Thursday, Friday,
But I mean, it could have if they would have let me do it. Like it'd have been like, I would have been the LeBron James or the Michael Jordan.
I mean, they do put soccer, lacrosse, women's basketball, WNBA. That's that's those time slots a lot of the time. But I feel like watching you dominate people on a track, maybe even decathlete, high jump.
Well, I would have been like a four sport athlete.
You could have been the Bruce. You could have been the Bruce Jenner of Special Olympics, man. Wheaties boxes. I'd probably be like Captain Crunch or something. They'd make the Special Olympics like it's more fitting. Let's just go with anything, Kellogg's, like Captain Crunch, something more fun. Keebler Elves, Fruity Pebbles, maybe.
I mean, good. I couldn't do the hurdles, but I could do like the 100-yard dash and. Like, I watch those guys, I'm like, all right, cool. What's your routine? Budweiser in the morning and Grizzly in the afternoon.
A couple cans of Grizzly just to get the blood flowing, but you don't want to do too much because then that's going to violate Olympic. You don't want to get your levels thrown off and violate for the doping.
No, it doesn't. Like, I was crippled at the wrong time. Wrong generation.
Now, you were talking about a couple days ago with me. You stumbled across this video with what's this guy's? This guy Calhoun. What did you say his name was?
Adam Calhoun, yeah, Adam Calhoun.
Okay, so a couple days ago, Davey was telling me about this guy, Adam Calhoun, who's like, I guess a rapper or country music rapper or something
Yeah,
from, I don't know. But Davey showed me the video. It was pretty ridiculous. But not to just have you spill, like, here. I'm playing the clip. I'm going to play your clip.
so I watched this Adam Calhoun video.
So since you can't fix stupid, I'm going to show you how to deal with the coronavirus. You're going to need a bag from Target. This has been proven to stop the coronavirus.
Which I'm totally confused because I've never seen a Target in a small town in America in my life. I didn't have a Target where I grew up in Ephrata. That's Eastern Washington, by the way, militia country.
They're using this sickness as a political thing.
And to sit there and say the Democrats put this out here, what, they killed Joe Diffie? It's the guy that sang Pickup Man. Let's go kill Joe Diffie to scare people. No.
You remember H1N1 swine flu when Obama was in office? Nobody cared. Killed way more people than this shit's gonna kill.
You need to stop listening to Alex Jones. I think you were high as fuck because you didn't do any research. Sitting here saying that I have a liberal point of view. No, I just have the right point of view. And I've been a registered Republican since I was 20 years old. I'm not a cowboy. I grew up in a 77 Fleetwood. So I'm trailer trash to the core, Doug. But I disagree with you.
You're gonna need these gloves so you can stick them up your boyfriend's ass.
Like, you don't understand that people are actually dying? You don't care that people are dying?
Slap these on. Now I can't see anything, but that's okay, because you guys are dumb as hell. It's a thong. Most guys wear these days.
We knew this was coming. Nobody took it seriously. I agree. I didn't take it seriously. But now look where we're at. We all messed up. I messed up. You messed up. But to sit there and play on people's manhood, yes, you have 800,000 subscribers, which is the size of Louisville. Just understand that you have a responsibility to your moronic fans, and you have to own up to your mistakes, because that's more being a man than saying, I'm a man. You don't have to tell some people to man up because you don't know people's background. You don't know if they have respiratory disease or asthma or whatever. A lot of people in this country that don't know if they have underlying conditions. So that's why they're scared. You're standing up for what you believe in. I'm standing up for what I believe in.
Once you get your head out of your ass and realize this is all a bunch of bullshit that the media is just causing you to freak out.
Our president got rid of the CDC. He's like, we don't need this. We haven't had this in 100 years. He didn't ask himself why we didn't have it for 100 years. Maybe because we had provisions put in place that he got rid of.
This banana, so you can sit on it.
Like, you're not being American because you're not looking out for the people that can't defend themselves. You're not a man because you're doing an American thing for other people.
This banana, so you can sit on it.
And try to come up with some better jokes besides sitting on a banana. You want to be a hacky 1980s comic? Go right ahead.
Lysol. Pow, pow.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you look like a moron. Putting a bag and a skinny girl's panties on your head like, oh, this is what you all wear now. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I wear boxers, but I have a different opinion. I mean, I've only been doing stand-up comedy for 19 years, so what do I know?
Your fingers without contracting any thing.
I get tired of 40-year-olds blaming millennials, and they're acting like millennials. They're putting panties on their head. Did you wash the panties at least before you put them on your head? I'm also 40 years old, same age as you actually, but you're still 25 at heart. I hope that plastic bag that he put on his head or the panties that he put on his head to play on other people's manhood has coronavirus. So he gets it, and then he realizes, he's like, oh, shit, this shit is real. I mean, I guess.
You brought up some good points there. I mean, I think the Target one really struck home with me because I've lived in a few small towns around the country, and usually there's not a Target within 35, 40 minutes. I
mean,
really think.
Yeah, we've been in Nevada, Missouri. Like, did you see a Target there? What did you see in Nevada? Like,
I don't even think they have one in Harrisonville.
Yeah.
So, you're hours away. Maybe down in Joplin.
And
I don't know.
You've been to Ephrata. We don't have a Target like where I'm from. You've never been to. We don't.
No, you don't. You don't have. You don't even have. You didn't even have sidewalks up until 10 years ago.
I was
right?
in 5th grade, so that was the 5th grade. I remember when the sidewalks came into town, and then.
Big news. We're getting sidewalks.
Yeah,
finally.
I was like in 5th grade. It was on the local radio news all the time. And then we had, let's see, McDonald's came when I was, I think, in 8th grade. McDonald's came there. McDonald's was there when I was in 8th grade. Burger King came.
So McDonald's typically, they're going to want to prey on a town that's at least 5,000, 6,000.
Yeah,
so that size.
And we grew. It grew. I don't know how it grew. Maybe it's the teenage pregnancy or whatever. But we didn't.
I would say that's number one. No, that was STDs. Probably teenage pregnancy pretty high up there too. That's how you guys.
In both of them, we're number one in both of them. Yeah, we're. It was interesting times. I mean, it was just one of those things where we could do anything, and dude, I thought when I was a kid, right, growing up there, I thought I was like a big city slicker because I lived in town. Like I was a town person. Like he lives in town, but then when I told people you're from the country, and I'd be like, no, I'm from town. I'm from the town, and nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about. Like they went or whatever. They were like, "You're from the town?" Like
you're from the city, but only because you technically are within the city limits, even though there's absolutely really nothing a half a mile in either direction of you, or mile. I mean,
yeah.
I've been to the town. It's been 20 something years since Davey was there full time, but so it's grown a little bit. But even in that growth, I would still say pretty damn small town.
Yeah.
That you got there. Great people though,
very combative. Like we're very combative. Like we don't.
They're like Hawaiians. They're very territorial. It's like, this is mine, that's yours. Get out of my face.
Yeah. Very.
A lot of that. That kind of vibe. Nothing against Hawaiians. You guys are awesome, but I'm just saying, the smallest thing just sets you guys off. I know I'm a dumbass Howley, but that's what I've seen in my experience.
Yeah, well, our thing is we just make sure you're not from the coast, like where Seattle is. That's, that's our Howley. That's our Howley.
A Fraser Crane. Yeah. Just the image of Fraser Crane sets off anyone in Grant County, Washington. Just irate. They just start smashing things, beating whatever wife is closest to them. Yeah, that's a bad joke. Shouldn't know. This is not a place for domestic violence jokes. That's the last one you'll ever see. Sorry about that. Sorry, Grant County. That's not your thing. You're more of a beat the shit out of the random guy that's wearing a shirt you don't like kind of a people.
Yes, that's how they roll. Is like, I remember I was sitting there with my buddy Dave Cranston one time, and I was sitting with Dave and Trampus, right? That's his actual name, my buddy Trampus, Shaw Dog.
See, with a name like Trampus, that's someone that doesn't sit down. That's just someone that's always standing up, moving around with a name like Trampus. I mean...
No, Trampus,
anyway.
Trampus is like, he's the one that, whenever we do a show at the Dell, shout out to the Dell Redham, which we call the Bloody Bucket, because there have been a few fights there. But we've been, we all went to school together, no matter where we're at, or what we're doing. Like, I'm not famous anywhere in the world, maybe in a couple spots, but I am actually, as far as what I do, is people revere what I do or what I like, what I believe or whatever. Me doing stand up for as long as I have, as people look at to me like, man, like I remember I was doing a show in Kansas City, and a dude that I grew up went to high school with showed up to the show because he was stationed in Kansas. He's in the army or whatever, and he was sitting at the bar. And he goes, David Wester. I'm like, I had no idea who he was for a second, and I was in drama with this guy. Like I was in school with him forever since like 4th grade, and I was just like, man. And he goes, and he's sitting there he's trying to tell me how famous I am. I'm like, I'm not famous. I'm here at Stanford, so I'm not famous. But apparently the people, yeah, famous. I'm at a club, but he came out and people. I mean, people know, like, I get messages all the time, like, because people talk about me on podcasts that people listen to, like, hey, like, I just heard Davey's name on Ari Shaffir. I just heard little Davey Wester was on Ari Shaffir's podcast, which trips people out, like, that I actually know these people and I'm cool with most people, or they'll hear me on my name will pop up on a podcast or whatever. So to them, it's like these people love him, number one, and he knows these people. It's weird to people.
I think it more than just known, like, left a lasting impression. You know, knew them for years, in some cases, you know, decades, like with Ari, or even like Rogan referencing you a few times, you know, over the years, you know, on his show. But as far as the Macaulay Culkin, I mean, look at that face. That's Macaulay. Am I talking to Macaulay Culkin right now? I think I might be.
The aged out Macaulay Culkin too.
Macaulay Culkin at 52. There we go, right there. But no, as far as your friends go, I think, and being, you know, we'll say hyper famous, I think they all know the time and the effort and everything that goes into it. But more importantly, man, they've all, if they've seen you go up, they know that your shit's tight and the real, you know, hilarious. So it's one thing to come out and support, but it's another thing to actually be able to go home and say, hey, my boy Davey, come see him the next 2 years from now. He's going to come back. We got to go, and actually be proud to know you. It's one thing. It's like, yeah, my buddy does comedy. It's god awful. Actually, I don't even know what he does. I wouldn't consider it versus what you do, which is which is killer. And of course, if you haven't seen Davey, go online, you know, right now, if you're listening to this in the spring of 2020, if we're past everything and Davey's on the road, then go see him live. You'll have a good time. But I think it's more of that. They're just like, you're good at what you do. So it's easy to be famous.
I'm not a cover band.
Yeah.
I'm not. And, you know, and like people.
I did want to say, like, the Bloody Bucket, the Del Red, you guys are awesome. And I know with, I feel like an asshole now. What was the gentleman's name that passed away, Davey?
Old John.
Yeah.
John, story about John. This is how my people roll. There was a person that called up there, not going to mention names or whatever, but called up there wanting to run a show at the Del Red. And this is what John said. Why the hell would we want to work with you? We're friends with Davey. Oh, why would I need to work with you? Because he's from here, and you're not. And it blew people's mind that people, like, you know, because when it came to money, and when we did money, and we got paid a lot of money, not a lot, but a decent amount of money.
He was very respectful financially, great deal, just with everything. Like, they're very hospitable, even though it had this. We never had, like, some venues where we have to do contracts, but we never had to do that. He would just give me, like, how many venues, like, here's the cash register, go cash it out, and then that's the money you made. They actually gave us the cash register and just like, here's your money, go count it out. Yeah.
And
But yes, thank you
and
guys
would
for
let
the
us
few
just,
times that I personally have been there. Had a great time. Uh, you know, hopefully, just thank you for, sorry about everything you guys are going through right now. But
yeah, John, yeah, John. I just remember John smoking his pipe and having a conversation, and like always giving me a rain ear when I came in. Uh, and they always took care of me at the bar tab.
yeah, I mean, he
Uh,
gave me the shirt off his back one time, a bloody bucket. The first time I went there 10 years ago, I was like, "Oh, that's a great shirt." He's like, "You want it?" Just took it right off. Wore that for years until it got stolen out of my car in Van Nuys. But anyway, go ahead. So I guess I wore it for 3 years.
and uh, it's just one of those things where it was our local bar, and that's what like I've always been good with because I was raised with real. I didn't mean to cough there, but uh, it just like that's what real loyalty is. Because we've dealt with bars and venues, and like it was one call. Hey, can I do a show? Yeah, hell yeah. Uh, it's so funny because there's another show in Moses Lake run by a booker down there. And how this all started was uh, I wanted to do the venue in Moses, and he told me how much he was going to pay me. I was like, well, why the hell would I go for that much? I can make that and more. And, like, I'm from there. Like, I'm not just and that's what it is like, we're known for, John figured out that we're known for baseball.
Baseball Academy. Yep.
Like, TBI, yeah, when TBI was open. You
What
like,
is it, Coach
we did that up in
Havasu or
Stevens.
Havlicek or Havanaugh?
No, No, it was Marty O'Brien and Dave Johnson. Haverlow was the kid that
Yeah.
Haverlow was the guy that got drafted #1 by the Mariners as a pitcher.
Okay.
Now, yeah, and but what they did was, you were like, when the guy basically from Stevens County ended up, which you got annoyed with, but the guy from Stevens County brought up TBI, and then he broke it down. He's like, you were like, what they did at TBI, they ran it like a military camp, and you were like, what? Like, they would wake everybody up at 5 a.m.
It was after a show. We're in
tell me
northeastern Washington, and anyway, this comes up like Davey, and this guy is just going on and on. He's like reliving, having flashbacks, like PTSD from this baseball camp, running drills. I mean, we've all had a few. It's after the show, and then he goes into Rogan, and he's like a diehard Rogan fan. So just saying that, that's like a special type of person. So he's got a certain level of energy that he has to display in public constantly. And so he was doing that by fielding, I would say, playing shadow ball, like with no ball. Here's how you field, and you get down. And anyway, it got old real fast. Real.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you walked in 5 minutes after I'd already been there, and then so anyway. No, he was. It was just. It was kind of one of those things where sometimes you wish more people were around after the show.
Yeah. Well, it was a good little crowd.
No, the crowd was fine. It's just
had a good time.
It was. I think it was like at a winery, so most of the people left, and there was like these 7 people, and one of them talked a lot about this camp, and he was very nice. Anyway, enough of I don't even remember the guy's name. Just we'll call him. He was like a Chet or something.
He was no. I think it's funny because it's just like when people take pride in talking about me from my hometown. I take it in pride that the baseball camp, the conditioning. It just like we were raised in that time where our teachers could like mentally abuse us and like tell us that we weren't athletic and like you're not going to
Worthless.
make the team.
Yeah.
Concept. Yeah, there was no BS with it, and but it also gives you appreciation for when people realize. I mean, I had a little too, and I still have a lot in me, but John had seen, like, one of my favorites is, you remember this years and years ago when you were working the lot, right? At the Comedy Store, and, like, we had America's Most Wanted
Yeah.
come up there.
Yeah, Dr. Carl
You
from the
remember
Ding
that?
Dong Show.
You remember when?
Yeah, he was having sex with
Yeah.
the student out of college, like in the 70s, and then except for the student was only 15, and the guy was really creepy anyway.
Yeah.
And so they came up there and they asked me about him, and I just told them, I'm like, yeah, the guy was really creepy. I really wasn't surprised at all that he's wanted for this, because yeah, the guy gave me the heebie-jeebies, but not in like he might murder me in a way, but more like he might drug me and try to have sex with me kind of a way. So I don't know if they used any of the footage from the interview, but
Yeah, no, but then they interview. I know they didn't use my footage because the lady, because I was standing next to you, and she goes, "What if you would known if he was a child molester?" I would have like, "Oh, I would have shot him in the face and then hung him up on a tree." And the lady goes, "We can't air any of that you just said."
not going to be able to run
But
that.
I called.
Yeah. He was a creepy dude. I don't know if I'll be able to find any footage of him on the internet, but if I can, it'll be airing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but anyway, yeah, you probably can find it on America's Most Wanted
Maybe.
or whatever. Cause,
Well, so what?
Yeah.
So moving forward, any parting words here on before we go, wrapping this thing down?
Yeah, just be safe and God bless, and don't listen to Adam Calhoun.
Yeah.
On
And if you are one of his hundreds of thousands of followers, don't just stay inside. That's all, I guess. Simple as that. Just stay inside. And guys, thank you for watching. Davey and I are. I'm having a good time. I'm assuming you are. You didn't hang up, and you know when Davey's pissed. Yeah, you know Davey's not having a good time. So,
I had a good
guys,
time
anyway, thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay fed, stay clean, stay educated, stay physically fit, stay moving. Anything else, Davey?
Check out audiobooks if you're
There you go.
bored.
All right, this has been Bootlegged. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. No, peace.